वेलकम, स्वागत है आप सभी का ट्रिक ट्रैकर एंड बैट ब्रिक्स प्रेजेंट रन की रणनीति में। दो खास मेहमान मेरे साथ मौजूद हैं, बट वी आर स्टिल रिकवरिंग फ्रॉम व्हाट हैपेंड यस्टरडे। इट्स दिवाली हियर इन इंडिया and welcome to our show, Cobus Olivier, and of course I have the pleasure of introducing Habibul Bashar. He's also with us, the former captain of Bangladesh. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, and happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali to you. Thank you so much. And as I said, we are still recovering from the fact what happened last night. I think India slept really well, because what Virat Kohli did for India yesterday for the match against Pakistan, I think it was difficult to actually sleep with that kind of a feeling that we have half the World Cup is already won, as if India won the World Cup last night. Habibul, did you watch the match last night?
Totally. I mean, yeah, at the end, I think this is probably one of the best matches I have seen in T20 cricket. And not only India has won, but the way they played the game, the way match finished, is just fantastic, amazing. I mean, there's a saying that class is always permanent, form is temporary, which we saw yesterday from Virat Kohli. He is just a legend, and the way he batted, the way he pressured the handle, the way he handled the pressure, was just amazing. And yes, you want to see this kind of match, but at the end it's just fantastic. There's some shots Virat Kohli played yesterday, especially the 6 over mid-on from Haris Rowe, the second last row, is just amazing shots. It's not in the books. It's only Virat Kohli can play this kind of shots. But if you look at total matches, it's just amazing. I just love it. I mean, it's just amazing.
It was just close to textbook perfect. And Cobus, did you watch the match?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think, you look at that match. You made the comment. You said the World Cup is already half won. I think a win like that really sets India up for this World Cup, and they, in my mind, they now have to be firm favorites for this World Cup. I mean, once you get a win like that behind you, this team is going to, the momentum you pick up, the self-confidence. It was just an absolutely amazing game. I gave them no chance. With 3 overs to go, I thought India, we've got no chance to win it. And Virat Kohli, just unbelievable performance. But definitely my favorites for the World Cup now.
Absolutely, because when we needed 13 runs in 3 balls, there somehow we felt now it's not going to happen. But then we had Virat Kohli, and of course Ravichandran Ashwin walking in, and then using his experience to lead the white ball, and then taking that one run that mattered so much at that point in time. But of course, it's Happy Diwali for India. But let's see what we have for today. We have Bangladesh versus Netherlands, and Habibul, आज आपके मुल्क का मुकाबला है नीदरलैंड्स के सामने वो होंगे. लेकिन how excited are you for this match? हबीबुल, किस तरह की तैयारी बांग्लादेश की है अभी फिलहाल इस मैच के लिए?
To be honest, I'm a nervous this match के लिए. You have to start well from the match one. So this is a very important game for Bangladesh. First game, you need some momentum to start the tournament. Recently, Bangladesh is not in its best of its form. We haven't won many matches. New Zealand, we lost all the games, and coming to Australia for the World Cup, हम लोग को उतना प्रैक्टिस भी नहीं मिला. एक मैच पोस्टपोन हो गया. Plus, last few days been raining. We haven't got the opportunity to see the ground even, the ground we are playing today. So if you think about preparation, I wouldn't say it's ideal. But definitely we spent a few days in New Zealand, which definitely going to help. First game, Bangladesh only started, so as I said, Metro Navasu. But yeah, this is the best opportunity for Bangladesh to play well and get the momentum for the tournament.
Yeah. Teams, Cobus have averaged around 156 runs batting first at the Oval, but the teams may not be able to play a full match because there's a lot of rain in the forecast from around the time the match starts on Monday. But what effect does it bring to this game?
Well, I think being South African, I know everything about that. If you look at our record for South Africa in rain-affected matches in World Cups, we're quite notorious. We became famous for that. In 1992, that famous match when South Africa played and against England in the semi-final, and it came down after the rain intervened. In the end, South Africa, with Brian McMillan batting, had to score 22 runs of one ball. And then also the other very famous incident with South Africa in a rain-affected match in 2003 against Sri Lanka when Mark Boucher in Durban blocked the last ball and they got it all wrong, the South African team, with Eric Simons as coach and Sean Pollock as captain. They thought if they defend the last ball, they would go through. And they got their mathematics wrong, and they ended up getting knocked out of the World Cup. So you're asking the right person about that, as I said. I think if it comes down to that, it would probably favor, in my mind, it would probably favor the Dutch a bit more in a shortened format. Because they're a good side, but they're not a test playing country. Bangladesh obviously has to be favourites with the experience in the Bangladeshi team. And I think the shorter the format, it favours the underdogs a bit more. If it comes down in this World Cup, in this 2020 World Cup, I know you have to play 5 overs to constitute a match. So if it really comes down to a 5-over slog, that would definitely, anyone can win. It throws it wide open. So that would favour Holland in my mind.
Yeah, definitely. Habibul, like you mentioned that Bangladesh practice sessions have been ruled by rain a lot, but Shakib Al Hasan, your captain, उन्होंने बोला है कि हमारी तैयारी पूरी है. क्या आपको लगता है कि उनकी तैयारी पूरी है? Do you agree with him?
पूरी तो नहीं हुई डेफिनेटली, जैसे बांग्लादेश चाहता था उतना नहीं हुआ. But probably what Sakib said that we are fortunate to play Tri-Nation series in New Zealand, which is similar to condition to Australia, not totally, but quite similar to Australia. It was cold also in New Zealand. It was windy also in New Zealand, which is over today. So it was similar condition, not totally, but quite similar condition to New Zealand. So preparation, थोड़ा सा preparation हो गया New Zealand में. But definitely it will be ideal if Bangladesh can get more another. I mean, against South Africa matches, Bangladesh didn't get the opportunities. That would be great for Bangladesh. And Bangladesh could not do enough practice in Australia. That's one setback for Bangladesh. I can understand what Sakib trying to say. जो प्रिपरेशन था वो हम लोग ले लिया न्यूजीलैंड में. इधर जो नहीं हुआ. So we were not thinking that too much about that. We just focusing what we have done in past. So I mean, it would have been better if you can spend more times or practice a bit more. But you cannot help it with the weather. So you should go on. That's what Sakib tried to tell.
चलिए आपको हेड टू हेड हम दिखा देते हैं. बांग्लादेश और नीदरलैंड्स के बीच अभी तक 3 मुकाबले हुए हैं. बांग्लादेश ने 2 जीते हैं और नीदरलैंड्स ने 1 मुकाबला जीता है. यहाँ पर क्योंकि आपने हबीबुल मेंशन किया न्यूजीलैंड का, वहां से हम हार के आ रहे हैं. बांग्लादेश की टीम कितने कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ आज वर्ल्ड कप में अपना पहला मैच खेलेगी बांग्लादेश?
हारने से कॉन्फिडेंस तो नहीं मिलता. if you get more confidence when you play games, but obviously there are few things Bangladesh wanted to try. Obviously after Asia Cup the team is trying different combination, different batting orders, so they tried few things in New Zealand. I think though they lost 4 games in New Zealand, but last 2 games Bangladesh batted well. Bangladesh biggest concern in T20 cricket is top order batting. That's why Bangladesh most of the game they're losing or missing out. Bowling, I think Bangladesh has got decent bowling attack, but biggest problem Bangladesh has is top order batting. So in New Zealand, top order scored few runs in last 2 games. So that's the one positive Bangladesh can take from New Zealand series. But definitely, when you don't win games, you don't get much confidence. One win, two win can change everything. I mean, when you play World Cup, you need to be confident. You need to be, you need to start well. So to do that, there's nothing like winning. But Bangladesh cannot think about that. I mean, they're in World Cup. Yes, they didn't have a good Asia Cup. They didn't play well in China and New Zealand. But in World Cup, Bangladesh should start fresh. The thinking should be fresh. And whatever happens, let's start with from the beginning.
Yeah, they need to start with a fresh mind, fresh approach in this World Cup. And also, Cobus, interestingly, your captain, Bas de Leeds' father, Tim de Leeds, was the Netherlands captain against Bangladesh in the 1997 ICC trophy, considered as the most famous contest between the two sides. And now they're up against each other. Does that help anyway? And if I get the pronunciation right.
Yeah, Tim de Leede is one of the legends of Dutch cricket, the all-rounder. And funny enough, in that specific team and that match that you referred to, in that match, Roland de Faber bowled 7 overs, 4 maidens, and took 3 wickets for 8 runs against Bangladesh. And they also had players like Robert van Oosterom, Bas Zeyderhout, Klaas-Jan van Noordwijk. Now, these are household names in Dutch cricket. But another interesting fact today is that Tim Pringle, the Dutch player, his father, Chris Pringle, played club cricket in the Netherlands, but he played Test cricket and a lot of ODI cricket for New Zealand. And an interesting little story how he got into playing international cricket. He was playing club cricket as a pro in the Bradford League in 1990 in England, and he went to watch a ODI match at Headingley between England and New Zealand. And he went to ask if there's any spare tickets around at the changing room of the New Zealand players. And then 3 of the New Zealand bowlers got injured or were unwell on the day, and he ended up playing 2 matches for New Zealand, and that's how he actually started his career for New Zealand. So he's also, his son is playing. Tim is playing today.
Yeah, that's very interesting, and this contest is going to be very, very interesting. And also talking about Bangladesh here, Habibul, in last World Cup in 2021, they lost a match against Scotland. और उसके बाद काफी सारे एक्सपर्ट्स ने कहा कि वो T20 में तो काफी पीछे है बाकी देशों से. आप इस बात से एग्री करते हैं? Where is Bangladesh lacking?
At this moment, yes, struggling a little bit in T20 cricket. But मैंने उतना देखिए ऐसा नहीं है बांग्लादेश T20 में क्रिकेट में अच्छा नहीं खेला. If you look at it in past, we played final in Asia Cup, lost once. If you look at the Sridhar Trophy in Sri Lanka, Bangladesh could have won that tournament as well. So Bangladesh had some success in T20. It's not that Bangladesh didn't have any success in T20. Yeah, recently team is regrouping. There are some players who've been serving Bangladesh. They're not in the side now. It's a new team. The team started again. So at this moment, probably Bangladesh not playing the best cricket what they have played in past. But still there are some players in Bangladesh who can perform in international cricket. So I wouldn't say that against losing against Scotland means Bangladesh is far behind in T20 cricket, because in past, before the 2021 World Cup, you can see Bangladesh has played some good cricket in T20 cricket, and even some tournament in Asia Cup we are finalists twice. So I wouldn't agree with that totally, but definitely Bangladesh has to improve from here, because this is a new team. They started so with a fresh team. So hopefully in future Bangladesh definitely will play well in T20 as well.
Yeah. So the toss is done. Netherlands has won the toss and opted to bowl. first. Cobus, Netherlands' fast bowling attack is one of the most talked about topics in the World Cup. Do you agree with that? How is their fast bowling attack?
Yes, no, absolutely. I mean, they've got the three up front, the three fast bowlers, Paul van Meekering, Tim van der Gugden, and Fred Klaassen. Fred Klaassen, left arm fast, is 6'4". Uh, Tim van der Gugden is 6'2", and Paul van Meekering is 6 feet. So you've got these three tall fast bowlers with a variation of the left armer, and they're definitely going to get swing. And if it's overcast conditions, they're bowling first, it's rainy, these guys are going to be a handful. They're going to go hard at the batters up front. And when you've got these tall fast bowlers, it's not going to be easy for Bangladesh in these conditions today.
And
And
also,
if I can also just mention, all three of them play county cricket in England. Van der Meeken plays for Gloucestershire, Van der Guggen plays for Glamorgan, and Klaassen plays for Kent. So they're used to sort of rainy, wet conditions, swinging the ball, making the most of the conditions. So they'll be very much at using the conditions today. They've got that experience playing in England.
and also talking about their batting, Netherlands' batting is yet to get tested in this tournament. Do you see they have a deep batting attack?
Yes, unfortunately, so far in this World Cup, they've relied so much on Max O'Dowd. He's been basically him and Van der the leader has been scoring most of their runs. They need their middle order to fire today. They need runs from Ackerman. I mean, he's an experienced campaigner. He plays for Leicestershire. They need runs from Tom Cooper. He hasn't scored runs so far. And also their captain. They really need Scott Edwards to score runs. Edwards plays most of his cricket in Australia. He plays club cricket there. He was born there. Also, Tom Cooper was born in Australia. He plays his club cricket there. So these guys know the conditions, and they need their middle order to score runs today. They need these guys to come to the party.
Let me tell you about the playing 11. And for Bangladesh, especially, Mehdi, Miraz, and Shariful Islam and Emdot are not playing. So how do you see the playing 11?
Bangladesh is going in with batting heavy. Obviously, they have four genuine bowlers and another next fifth bowler they're going to share with part-timers like Musaddiq, Somo Sarkar might be later. Obviously, this condition is challenging for the batters, especially the top orders. Bangladesh is not scoring runs in top orders. So that is why probably Bangladesh going for batting heavy, so that if they don't lose a few early wickets, there's some batsmen who can recover. So if you look at the bat, there's going with 8 batsmen. Mossadegh was the batsman. Nurul Hassan is the wicket-keeper batsman. So Nazmul, Shanto, Shomo, Liton, Sakib Al Hassan, Afif, Yasir, they're batting batsmen. Only Sakib is the all-rounder, but these six batters, and then Nurul Hassan, Mossadegh. Going with batting heavy, Bangladesh fast bowling department is pretty good now, pretty strong now, but they had to, that 4 overs they have to share with someone else. But I think that's what Koba said for Bangladesh is very important how they bat, because these guys knows this condition. So Netherlands fast bowlers, they know how to use this condition, they know how to bowl in these wickets. So it's going to be a big challenge for Bangladeshi batters, and it's not going to be 180, 190 wicket, I believe. But what we have seen in this World Cup, it's a big. Some of the outfield is quite big. Hitting sixes is not easy. So batters need to be look for singles, doubles, and odd boundaries, and especially the new balls. They need to be careful, because obviously most of the team attack wanted to take wicket in the new balls. So with these good fast bowlers, if Bangladesh can survive 2-3 overs, they don't have to score runs 10 runs per over in fast power plays. But if you can manage 7 plus run in first 6 overs, I think that will be good for Bangladesh.
Yeah. I'll also show you the playing 11 of both the teams, Netherlands and Bangladesh. So Netherlands playing 11, Cobus, this is for you.
Yes.
Max O'Dowd, Vikramjit Singh, Bas Delide, Colin Ackerman, Tom Cooper, Scott Edwards, Tim Pringle, Logan Van Beek, Shariz Ahmed, Fred Klassen, Paul Van Meekeren. Are you happy
Yes,
with the playing 11?
yes, it's a very interesting 11. Uh, they've been playing Rudolf van der Merwe, the South African player, as spin bowler and hard hitting batsman. They've played him up to now, but he got injured in the last match. So they've replaced him with Sharice Ahmad, who's a left hand batter and he bowls leg spin, a leg break. So he comes in for Rudolf van der Merwe. That was to be expected. But quite surprisingly, they left out Van der Gugten and they've played Van Beek, who's also a right fast arm bowler. He'll probably swing it a bit more. And because of the conditions, they selected him. And he's an all rounder, he's a good batter. So they strengthened their batting a bit. So two interesting changes. Surprising, I'm surprised about Van der Gugten. I thought with his height, 6'2", and they'll play him. But it's an interesting move.
पिच रिपोर्ट मैं आपको बता देती हूँ 60 and 66 meter square boundaries. Don't see anything that will scare the batters. It should be a genuine, well-paced surface with a bit of swing on offer. This surface has produced the smallest turn so far, which is 1.3 degrees. So the bowlers will have to work hard. Say Ian Bishop and Dale Steyn. हबीबुल आज कितने रन आप स्कोर बोर्ड पर देखते हैं बांग्लादेश की तरफ से?
अगर ये पिच पर सही हुआ तो हम लोग के लिए बहुत अच्छा होगा because we don't want more big swing and more bounce. Look, I would be very happy if Bangladesh scored something in 160 plus.
160.
Anything less than 140 because Netherlands also has got good batters. But if what Ian Bishop and Dale Steyn says, looks good. It seems like a good batting track. If it is like that, I'd be very happy if Bangladesh scored 160 plus.
160 plus for Bangladesh. I think that will be a fighting total for them. अब बारी है हमारे special segment की numbers tracker presented by CricTracker and Batbrick 7. Players to watch out for. ओके सो बांग्लादेश की तरफ से शाकिब अल हसन, लिटिन दास और मेहदी हसन, जो कि आज के मुकाबले में मेहदी हसन तो नहीं खेल रहे हैं अगर आप प्लेइंग 11 देखें, और नीदरलैंड्स में पी वैन मीकरन, मैक्स ओडाउड एंड बास्टेलीडे, ये जो है प्लेयर्स टू वॉच आउट फॉर है आज के मुकाबले में. स्पेशली नीदरलैंड्स की अगर हम बात करें को बस सॉरी इफ यू टॉक अबाउट नीदरलैंड्स को बस so are these three players to watch out for in your list also?
Yes, absolutely. And I would add Fred Klassen to that. You'll see him now with a new ball. He'll bowl the first over. He's going to be, for me, the key to the bowling attack up front. Being left arm tall, if he could get in during the power play, if he could get 2 or 3 wickets down, get an early breakthrough for the Netherlands. And then Max O'Dowd is their sort of the glue of their batting. He bats at a strike rate of about 120. So they look at him to score, to bat deep into the innings, and the other batters bat around him. And then also the leader has been their go-to player. When they need a wicket, they brings him in. He tends to get breakthroughs. He scored vital runs for them up to now. When they're in trouble, he comes in, he scores runs. So I think those three players are definitely, but I would add Fred Klassen. I think now with a new ball, it's going to be very important, especially putting Bangladesh into bat first.
Yeah. Let's ask the same question to our viewers also, that who are your players to watch out for? And also, if you have any questions for our experts, please do let us know. You have to mention CricTracker on Twitter or any of our social media platforms, and use the hashtag Batbrick7, and we will take your questions here. Now, we are actually ready with the playing 11 one more time. Let us show you the playing 11. The updated playing 11. So this is the playing 11 for Bangladesh and Netherlands. Of course, Mehdi Hassan is not playing today, so that's a big setback for the Bangladesh team. And Netherlands, of course, we have talked about them. They have so much to to gain from this match, and Bangladesh, of course, will look at winning their first contest at Hobart. Although we are just hoping that we get to see a full match today, because it might rain in Hobart. यहाँ पर चलिए अब सोशल मीडिया पर भी वर्ल्ड कप को लेकर काफी ज्यादा हलचल है, और सोशल ट्रैकर पर हम देखते हैं, हालांकि आज भारत में दिवाली है, तो सोशल मीडिया पर क्या हलचल है हमारे देखते हैं हमारे स्पेशल सेगमेंट बैटरिक 7 और क्रिक ट्रैकर प्रेजेंट्स सोशल ट्रैकर. Okay, wishing you all a very happy Diwali. May you be blessed with good health, success and happiness. Have the best one. ये कहना है परी का. अब भाई दिवाली है इंडिया में, और अभी अभी क्योंकि कल रात को सबने सेलिब्रेट किया है विराट कोहली की जबरदस्त पारी को और भारत की जीत को अगेंस्ट पाकिस्तान, तो अभी लोग उठ ही रहे हैं. दे ऑल आर सेलिब्रेटिंग दिवाली. अब दिखाते हैं पोल. नीदरलैंड्स और बांग्लादेश के बीच में ज्यादा परसेंटेज किसको मिला है? Who will win today's game? So Bangladesh 75% and Netherlands को मिला है 25% vote. Focus, do you agree with this? 25% to, or you think it should be a 60-40 contest?
I would definitely go for that 60-40, 60 Bangladesh, but I would give the Dutch up to 40%, especially I think winning the toss. And also, if we have time to mention that the whole coaching staff of the Dutch team, Ryan Cook, Gary Kirsten, and Dan Christian, are all involved with the Hobart Hurricanes as part of their coaching team. So these guys, this is almost like a home game for them. They know the conditions, they know the pitch, and I think that could make a big difference to this Dutch side today. I give it 60-40.
60-40. And let's look at the contest now. Habibul is smiling.
Okay, go on.
Okay, so the contest is who will be the player of the match in Bangladesh versus Netherlands match. Okay, so how do you have to answer that? You have to just go on Twitter and use our hashtag BatBrick7 and mention CricTracker and just tell us who do you think will be the player of the match. Habibul, according to you, who will be the player of the match?
From both sides or Bangladesh side?
Well, I think
yeah, I think Bangladesh batting first. Bangladesh need to bat well. I would. My vote will be for Liton Das. I think he's been batting well. Yeah, if he scored us, definitely Bangladesh is an advantage for Bangladesh. So I'm hoping my finger crossed for Liton Das.
Coach, you want to add? Who will be
Yeah,
your
I'm gonna go for Buster Leder. I think he's going to follow in his father's footsteps today, make his dad proud, and I'll go for Buster Leder, man of the match today.
Okay, thank you so much, guys, for joining us. Thank you so much, Kobus. Thank you so much, Habibul sir, for joining us here. And we'll be back soon, just after the match gets over. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you very much.